Welcome, my saints and sinners, to Dollars 13. Today, I'm talking one of my series of the 7 deadly sins. As you can tell, probably from the makeup and the color, is gluttony. What is gluttony, as you may ask? Gluttony is overindulgence, and that kind of relates to food. But I watched an episode of Charmed, and there was an episode of the 7 deadly sins, and it kind of brought opening of eyes because it brought into gluttony of overindulgence, not only in food, just overindulgence of everything. And one of the characters, her name is Piper, and she got gluttony, but she bought things. She wasn't always about food, or just buying things and buying things and buying things you don't need. So eating that you don't need. And in the olden days, the priests believed that gluttony avoided your faith, avoided your connection to God, because you always thought about food. And if you took too long to prepare your food, it brought gluttony. And just focusing on too much of the food was gluttony. And a lot of things happen through history of gluttony, and there's a lot of things to it. So we're going to talk about that. But please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to help a little gay boy out in a dress. So gluttony throughout the years was always about food. It always talked about overindulgence and how the priests always try to avoid that by putting ashes on the food to give less taste and give it less pleasure, because having pleasure is a sin for that reason. And throughout history, there's been people try to stop gluttony, but it's one of those things. Look at nowadays, there's a lot of fast food and people pleasure in it and everything. Food was just supposed to be food, but how can you deny having pleasure in food? It was just supposed to be eaten. There's a story of a man who made a deal with the devil, and the devil gave him to choose one of the sins: murder, rape, or gluttony. He thought to choose gluttony because it would be the easier way out, because he would just drink alcohol and drink. But then he got too drunk and went to his mother's bedroom, and not knowing, he raped her, and then the father tried to stop him, and he murdered the father. So gluttony gave him the ability to murder and to rape, and that kind of brings into gluttony kind of leeching on to other sins. It brings out the anger, it brings out the lust, it brings out sloth. So gluttony is also bringing out other sins when you do it. So yeah, gluttony is kind of a leech, if you ask me. Throughout history, a lot of people tried to stop the sin of gluttony. There was, in the 1800s, they tried to stop Christmas because they thought it was becoming too more of the food. I mean, nowadays you have a feast. There was a whole thing of feasting. You have turkey, you have this, you have that, until your belly can't even handle it anymore. You get sleep and you fall asleep. Sloth. But it was one of those things in the 1800s. The Pilgrims did not like that. They banned in Christmas because of gluttony. Also in the 1900s, basically most of women's basically did not want alcohol because it brought gluttony in a lot of men, and how they believed it didn't make a lot of people work. It was a bad thing. A lot of moms and wives and everything tried to ban alcohol. It didn't work really well, but they banned it. They tried to do things. They part a lot of priests, a lot of whatever church people out there to make the stop, and it did not work. So they tried to stop gluttony from alcohol. They had this riot, blah blah blah. So yeah, gluttony was basically these things. If it ate in the olden days, the really olden days in Greece, you were supposed to be fat when you were rich. You were supposed to eat a lot because it showed how wealthy you were. If you were skinny, if you were if you were skinny and to the bones, then you weren't wealthy. But if you were fat, it was wealthy. So it showed greatness of power, of gluttony, because you could eat anything without giving a shit, basically. But nowadays, everyone's like, is this gluten free? Whatever. So 7 deadly sins, gluttony is the leech. It brings on to other sins. Basically, they say when you get to hell and you're being punished, you get force-fed rats, but also in the stories that you get stuck in cold rain and you have to think blah blah blah. But I like the rats and snakes and toads much better. Also, it's related to orange. As you can tell, this is the only orange dress I had, so I'm sorry. Also, it is related to the pig, which is more relatable, which I understand more. Unlike the other sins I dealt with, because you envy's the sin with green, which is understandable, green with envy, but it's related to dog, which I never quite understood because I thought it would be more related to actually the snake or whatever, but you know, it's whatever. And also, what can I actually say? Who do I believe that is gluttony? I actually have no clue. Who wants to consume more that can't handle. Also, fun fact, there's this thing in our genetics that basically makes our body stop eating. It basically gives us a body sign to saying stop, I'm full, and everything like that. But there are some people in this world that doesn't have it. They don't have that genetics that they can't, the body doesn't tell them to stop. So they keep consuming, they keep eating, and they don't know how to stop. So they're probably going to be a little bit fatter. But there's something in that gene which is quite interesting. Which I personally find, which is quite interesting. So 7 deadly sins. The person I probably think is probably want to consume more but doesn't need is probably the chefs. Probably those who love food. Trisha Paytas. That's her. I love Trisha Paytas. I think she's a wonderful person, but I think she consumes too much that she doesn't need to. She's beautiful, she's wonderful, it's just one of those things. So thank you very much for watching my weird video of gluttony. I always say that every video is weird for me, but thank you very much. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and tell me when you've been gluttonous. I'm always gluttonous. I always want food. Thank you very much, and don't forget to highlight yours with sprinkles and everything in between. Thank you very much. Bye!